So as I noticed on the breakdown, it only went up to 6 to 7. So I did find more information um, on second and third grade, what the children should be able to do by each grade level. So for by the end of second grade, for phonics and word recognition, um, they're able to read a large number of regularly spelled one and two syllable words, figure out how to read a large number of words with more than two syllables, uses knowledge of phonics to sound out unfamiliar words, accurately read many sight words. For reading, they are able to read and understand a variety of second grade level fiction and nonfiction books, know how to read for specific purposes and to seek answers to specific questions, answer how, why, and what if questions, interprets information from diagrams, charts, and graphs, are able to recall information, main ideas, and details after reading. For spelling and writing, by the end of second grade, a child will be able to pay attention to how words are spelled, correctly spells words he has studied or they have studied, spells words the way it sounds, even if they don't know how to spell it properly, writes for many different purposes, make good judgment about what to include in their writing, pays attention to mechanics of writing, so spelling, capitalization, and punctuation in the final versions of compositions, for vocabulary and knowledge of the world. By the end of second grade, a child wants to learn new words and share those words at school and home, uses clues from context to figure out what words mean, uses knowledge of word parts such as prefixes, suffixes, and root words, increases vocabulary through the use of synonyms and antonyms, can use different parts of speech correctly, including nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. For the end of third grade, for phonics and word recognition, by the end of third grade, a child uses phonics knowledge and word parts, prefixes, roots, suffixes to figure out how to pronounce words that they don't recognize. For reading, reads with fluency, reads a variety of third grade level texts, storybooks, informational books, magazines, articles, computer screens with fluency and comprehension, reads longer stories and chapter books independently, asks how, why, and what if questions, distinguishes cause from effect, fact from opinion, and main ideas from supporting details, understands and reads graphics and charts, uses context clues to get meanings from what's being read. For spelling, by the end of third grade, a child correctly spells previously studied words, begins to use literary words and sentences in writing, such as figurative language, combines information and compositions from a variety of sources, including books, articles, and computer information, discusses own writing with other children, and responds helpfully to writing of other children. For vocabulary knowledge of the world, by the end of third grade, a child wants to learn and share new words, uses clues from context to figure out what words mean, using the word parts, prefixes, suffixes, and root words, develops vocabulary knowledge through independent reading, explores and investigates topics of interest on their own, and uses a variety of sources to find information, including computers. And there's a whole word, some helpful terms to know. If anyone has any questions on any of the words, please reach out to me. There is an important resource for parents and caregivers that I noticed that is very helpful. PBS Parents. It can help parents and guardians learn how children become readers and writers by helping them to develop by talking, reading, and writing together every day. So the website is www.pbs.org/parents/reading language. Also, from my education courses at California University of PA, we worked a lot on the NEA. So that is the National Education Association website. It contains information on parent involvement in literacy and other topics. So the website for that is www.nea.org/parents. I was able to find 10 great benefits for importance of reading with kids. So I'm going to just read the list down. If any of you want a greater explanation, just reach out to me and I will be able to give you the explanation. So number 1 through 10. So number 1 is reading to young children sets them up to succeed. 2, reading is important to develop language skills. 3, exposure to reading exercises your child's brain. 4, reading enhances a child's concentration. 5, reading together encourages a thirst for knowledge. 6, a range of books teaches children about different topics. 7, reading develops a child's imagination and creativity. 8, reading books with children helps to develop empathy. 9, books are a form of entertainment. And 10, reading together helps to create a bond. There is more of a breakdown on Children Monthly, so I'm just going to jot and add this information as well. So from 8 to 20 months, a child should have an interest in holding and looking at books by this age. It is important they can hold books so that they can see what is going on. Whilst listening to you reading the stories, they can learn what books are and play with pages. 16 to 26 months. By this age, most children can identify their favorite book and stories they want to see and hear. They can recognize and mimic actions from their favorite songs and stories. 22 to 36 months. By the age of 3, children should be able to fill in missing gaps in stories and songs that they have heard repetitively. 30 to 50 months. By 4, children should be able to recognize the story being read to them. They can help with telling the story and can anticipate the end of the story. 40 to 60 months. By age 5, a child is expected to be able to remember and speak the words that rhyme, like cat, hat, and sat. Their imaginations and vocabulary mean that they are able to tell their own made-up stories and can make up their own songs. And I found these tips as well. So there are 7 of them. It's take action tips. Let parents know that it is important for them to continue to encourage their children to read independently, right up until adulthood, reading aloud with them until their children no longer wish to do so. Low parental literacy does not have to be an immutable barrier to shared reading. Listening to audiobooks with a child is one possible way for a parent to maintain a shared reading experience with his or her child. Providing access to books in the home through classroom libraries, school libraries, or local libraries. Highlighting the importance of making time to share the reading experience in a comfortable, calm atmosphere. It is also may needed to model how to read with a child, as not all parents will have experienced this when they were children. Suggest that parents find out what kind of books their children like to read. This can also be done in the classroom with findings sent home, such as a poster titled Books I Like. Encourage parents to talk about books that they read with their children and make recommendations where appropriate. If parents are not able to read, they can still ask their children about the books they enjoy. Encourage parents to be seen as a reading person whenever possible, wherever possible. When parents model positive attitudes toward reading, their children are then the beneficiaries. So here is the list of my references for this PowerPoint. I hope that I provided some great facts for you. And if you then have any additional questions, please reach out to me, and I hope you enjoyed. Have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon.